What if everything you believe about innovation were backward? Like many, I often fall into a pattern of assuming innovation begins with mastery. But an artist here in the Ozarks reminded me that innovation begins often in a much more humble place. You may know who this artist is. He has been featured in his own documentary. He has made artwork for prestigious institutions such as Missouri University of Science and Technology. And he has spent decades making art, a variety of art, in a variety of places. His name is Louis Smart, and I first met Louis where I've met many, many interesting people, and that is, of course, at my old job at the local library. You meet a lot of interesting people when you work at a local library. And Louis was always one of my favorite interesting people. He would always come with interesting conversations, and he would request some of the coolest movies, books, music. One day, Louis invited me out to his home to come draw with himself and some of his local artist friends. Little did I know, I was about to embark upon a years-long journey practicing art with Louis and his friends. And during this time, I would make an important discovery about innovation. Specifically, I discovered that innovation in our lives begins when we embrace the imperfect starting places of our lives. The first phase to embracing an imperfect starting place is to start before you feel ready. Although I hastily accepted Louis' offer to come draw with him and his friends, I quickly began to doubt myself. I called Louis up on the phone, and I said, Louis, I can't even draw a stick figure. And you've practiced art in college. You've been doing this for decades. Is there any kind of technique or method I should learn and master before I participate in this first drawing session? And Louis, on the other end of the phone, in his calm, reassuring voice, said, actually, Derek, there's something very, very important you can do to prepare for this drawing session. I was like, just tell me what it is, I'll do it. And he said, make sure you bring some paper. Don't forget the pencil. Maybe bring an eraser too. Equipped only with paper, pencil, and eraser, and a healthy dose of curiosity, I participated in my first drawing session. Now, I'm not going to lie. I didn't know which one of the 67 pencils in that beginner's drawing kit I actually needed to be using. And I probably didn't hold the pencil the correct way when I started drawing. And although the model we were drawing was beautiful, unfortunately, the best I could produce in that first drawing session was a modern art masterpiece. But I got started before I was ready. And each of you in this room tonight must start before you're ready if you are to embrace your full potential as an innovative person. The second phase of embracing an imperfect starting place is to gain experience. I would come to these drawing sessions. Sometimes I would be complaining. Oh, that pose is too difficult. Or, oh, I don't think I practiced enough this last week. And Louis would just hold up his hands and he would say, Derek, you're focusing on the wrong things. Just fall off the edge. To tell you the truth, I didn't really know what fall off the edge meant when he first told me that. I pretended like I did. But as time went on, I began to understand exactly what it meant to fall off the edge. You see, in Louis' studio, the goal was simple. You were to sit or stand at your easel, there were timed sessions, and you were to focus on the subject you were trying to draw. Be present with that subject. And when you're present with your subject, you're not competing with the other artists in the room. You're not worried about what your skill level is. You're in the moment doing the thing. In this case, it was drawing. What Louis called falling off the edge, some psychologists might describe as the state of flow. When you are in a flow state, your self-consciousness about what you're doing evaporates. And your ego steps to the side because you're doing the thing that you love. As those drawing sessions continued and I gained experience, my drawings didn't necessarily get better from a technical perspective, but they became more personality. Each one became more distinctive as I learned how to fall off the edge into the experience of innovation in this drawing. Now, there's a third phase to embracing an imperfect starting place, and it's probably the most difficult. The third phase of embracing an imperfect starting place is to grow from the inside out. After our drawing sessions would complete, me and Louie would walk around his property, and we would talk about a lot of things. And one of the things he told me that I'm never going to forget is, Derek, things become easier the more you take away all the things in life that make life difficult. A profound truth. But think about your life as an innovator. Think about your life. Think about my life. Think about the lives of everybody in this room tonight. What makes innovation difficult for us as innovative people? Very often, it is our own thinking that makes life difficult. Because while our thinking is often built on some good ideas, there's probably also some outdated ideas, some incorrect ideas, maybe even some downright falsehoods that we are basing our thinking about what our potential actually is. In this room tonight, I see leaders, scientists, public servants, business owners. Each of you have your own definition of what it means to be innovative. And yet, if we are going to rebuild the world around us, or reimagine the world around us, or redefine the world around us, very often we have to start by rebuilding, reimagining, and redefining the world within us. Tonight, I have a simple challenge for each of you in this room. Look at your life the way it is right now. And ask yourself honestly, what is the imperfect starting place in my life right now where I can choose to be innovative? Thank you.